Hey y'all, welcome to Met Gala Luncheon. I'm your host, Sarah Van Turnhout, and I'm joined by
Rosalinda.
And this is the podcast where we break down our favorite reality TV shows and dive into the craziness that ensues. This week, we're looking at episode 2 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, A Snow Mountain of Trouble. This was, an interesting episode. We got right back into the Meredith party, quote unquote, and kind of after the whole Mary blow up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just COVID or the fact that Bravo felt like they had to, out of the gate, come out with a two-parter.
Yeah, that felt a little uncalled for, not gonna lie.
Usually that's a mid-season thing or like something really big's going down. And let's say first episode, action-packed.
True, it was.
And so I get it, but that was just, it was a bit much to be like kind of snaking this entire party over 2 episodes.
Yeah, they were really just milking us for views here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're just showing us it's big, it's bad, up in a snow mountain of trouble.
Yeah, it's such a cheesy name. Who comes up with these names?
I know. So when we left our intrepid housewives, they were at the party and they went into some like kind of ante-room, dressing room to have the big fight. And again, we're starting off with the whole Jen kind of going over the top with the "it smells like hospital." So much so that she equated it to a cancer baby smelling like cancer.
No, she was saying that like Mary saying that the room that they were in smelling like cancer is the same thing as telling a poor child who has cancer that they smell like cancer. Like, what does a child with cancer smell like? I didn't
realize cancer had an actual smell. And do different cancers have different smells?
That just is a false equivalency. And I don't know. And like, Heather was not helping. I guess she was trying to be a good friend, but like, Heather was like, yeah, it was just a stupid dig. I mean, was it? I guess it was just a comment. I don't even think there was really much malice behind Mary's comment, but it just kind of blew up.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just like you walk in a place and you're like, ooh, what's that smell?
Yeah.
Like, it's not necessarily, I guess you could be like saying something about some particular person, but usually you're just talking about the environment, which I think is what she was doing.
Yeah. It just, again, blowing up in usual Jen Shah fashion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the thing is with, again, as we said, we like Heather. She's the most relatable. She is trying to be Switzerland here, which I'm not sure ever works in a housewife scenario.
It never does. It always bites you in the butt.
Nope. It's literally, you gotta take a side or you have to walk away. And just say, I'm not participating in this.
And even then, some housewife will try to ring you in anyway.
Yeah, no, that's not the optimal way to do it. But when you try to play both sides of the field, it has never worked out well.
No.
In any of Housewives history. Let me tell you. Again, since I watched from season 1 of Orange County, somehow, playing Switzerland isn't a thing. And at some point, someone's going to make you choose.
Yeah. And then, like, again, we talked about this last episode, so if you haven't checked that out, I would recommend listening to that first. But, yeah, Mary's doubling down about her odor glands being removed and her estranged relationship with hospitals. But she's kind of making it out like, I have PTSD from hospitals, so anything I say, you can't be mad at.
Well, I think she means in relation to hospitals or like anything that has to do with health, but mostly specifically hospitals, which is really one of those things. It's like having something in your life that you have to tell all your friends, like, something happened to me in the past. So if you talk about milkshakes, I might be triggered. And so you now know to like stay away from the milkshake.
I guess.
I get it kind of, but I don't think you can be excused for all your behaviors if someone says your trigger word. I mean, this is not a safe word kind of thing.
Again, Jen overreacting for sure, but Mary just needs to be like, okay, clearly my friend thinks I've like killed her mother. She's like reacting as if she was personally responsible for her mother or her aunt losing 2 of her legs.
Well, this whole conversation took place on the day that the 2 legs were amputated and she went to a gathering of girls.
I know. It's like, okay, like, get your priorities straight.
Like, literally, maybe her aunt needed her by her bedside instead of her having some tequila shots somewhere.
I know. Yeah. Okay, this fight has been dragging on too long. Because this was like 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, I don't even know. But then, again, this is Meredith's birthday party. And Jen Shaw has now once again made it all about her. First, she made a birthday party for Meredith that had nothing to do with her. He had the flower wall that didn't even have Meredith's name. The invitation, which we don't know about, but definitely didn't have her name. And then you have the Tongan dancers, which even Jen was like, I don't know how this relates to Meredith. It's just like literally none of this party was for Meredith besides the fact that Meredith happened to have a birthday and she showed up. But then even more, they have Meredith come in and ref their fight about the hospital.
Right. I mean, this is your party. I think that she did give her a list of other people that were going to come to the party for her. You might want to be out with your guests celebrating as opposed to you having to like go and somehow, hold the hand of the person who's throwing you the party.
Yeah.
That just seems bad. And then it just seems like it's literally as most things are with Jen. I'm sure that's true in her life. Like, the fact she has 8 assistants, which again, 8 assistants. I'm like,
to do what?
Yeah, I don't know. To tell her that she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I'm trying to think of which one of the other housewives had that many crazy people. I think Camille had 2 nannies, and I thought that was excessive for 2 children.
Yeah.
But, okay, 1 nanny per child.
And she was living on a big estate at the time.
I know, but Jen Shaw has 8 nannies for herself.
I know, for herself. Yeah, not even for her kids. But I feel like this whole party situation is like the favorite phrase of all the housewife women. There's a time and a place. And this was neither the time nor the place.
Exactly.
To be having this fight.
Except there were cameras there.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course.
So that was the time and the place for Jen because it was the place she could get the most exposure.
To look absolutely melodramatic.
I know. I don't know. Maybe some of our listeners are big Jen fans. Maybe you could put in the comments why you think this is a good idea.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think because this is just I
live in a bizarro world where I think this has gone on way too long.
Yeah. But then we have Meredith did a good job, I guess, kind of, with her big poofy wings to flew in and saved the day. And Jen said that she forgives Mary. She said,
but she does not.
No, she was like, Zen Jen, I don't buy it.
Yeah, and that whole thing where she does the whole thing with her 2 fingers, I'm looking at you.
I'm watching you.
Yeah.
It's like, if you really forgave someone, why are you watching? I don't get it.
Yeah, she doesn't forgive her. She's just she ran out of material. Poor Meredith is missing her party.
Yeah.
And she's probably decided that, we just need to move on for now. So that I can carry this on for the rest of the damn season.
God, yeah. I feel like this is just going to drag on forever.
They're going to be in their 90s. And she's going to be saying, I don't smell like hospital.
It'll be the season 9 reunion. And Andy Cohen's please.
Stop talking about the hospital smell. I feel like Andy will want to have it in a hospital just to trigger Mary.
That would... But Andy would do something like that.
I know, it would be funny.
Okay, but now that has kind of wrapped up, the party's not over. We still got more beef to hit because first off, we saw that Heather and Lisa ignored each other. Well, Heather tried to get Lisa's attention, and then Lisa just kind of brushes her off.
Because Lisa doesn't know her, even from 20 years in college. She didn't know her at the party.
Yeah, she didn't even recognize her. But then we go into the meat, kind of, I think this is further justification as to why I don't like Lisa. But Lisa and Whitney kind of have an exchanging of words, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, because as we said, we opened up on the vow renewal.
Yeah.
And there was a party. And actually, I did notice at the party Like when, I mean, it was just a short shot, but it was a shot of the bar. And it looked like people were being pretty inappropriate behind the bar.
Yeah.
And at the time, I thought, okay, well, probably some like cousins or like somebody's like, some friends like sons that are like, sitting in playing bartender.
Yeah.
They're slipping them 50 for the night, letting them have some like tequila, and we're all good. But we'd find out that was not the case.
No. Lisa, well, I guess Whitney had called Lisa and asked for some tequila of her luxury top shelf tequila brand Vita. Not sponsored, by the way. And so Lisa sent over like apparently enough tequila for 500 people and 2 bartenders. And Whitney, I feel like, is in the right. Maybe I'm biased. Let us know. But I like Whitney and I don't like Lisa just based off of the first episode. So going in, I'm already team Whitney. But Whitney goes in and it's just like, hey, Lisa, I really appreciate the gift, but your bartenders that you hired were a little rowdy. They broke glass. They drank some of my good scotch from Ireland and they opened my top shelf tequila, which then Lisa was like, hey, my tequila's top shelf. But like, let's be real. Is it Casamigos? Is it Don Julio 1942? No. And then Lisa has the audacity to like be upset. I don't get it.
Yeah, that part I don't understand because the bartenders are some third party, like they're not even Lisa's people.
Yeah,
exactly. They literally are somebody that she hired out or her company hired out to be bartenders, which, okay, fine. It was nice that you gave the product. It was nice that you even went the extra mile to like get the bartenders. But here's your friend, your girl, telling you, hey, there was a little glitch with the bar. She said nothing bad about the tequila.
No, she said it was like so good.
Yeah,
whatever.
she complimented that whole thing. But she said, I'm just letting you know that there was an issue with the bartenders. Like, my thing is like, she's looking out for her brand because here's your friend and your friend is not going to get up on your business. First of all, because you gave it to her. So that's a gift. But you don't want her going out in like the public making the same mistake. Like maybe hiring the same company and getting a black eye where you will have people that have nothing to do with you that'll be more than happy to trash your reputation.
Yeah.
This was a just, hey girl, just so you know, kind of thing. But the fact that she overreacted in a Jen Shaw kind of way.
Yeah. Well, I was just kind of taken aback too because Whitney was like, hey, like I know you run a tight ship. You really, want to know everything that's happening with your company. I just want you to let you know the third party that you used wasn't very good. Like they were really irresponsible. And then Lisa took that as, oh, she's coming for my brand. She hates me. She's like she's spitting in my face. And it's just like, she's looking out for you. I really didn't understand what the big deal was.
Like literally, this is the second housewife that feels like they have to have beef. So they're going to find any excuse to have beef with somebody because this is not a thing to have beef over. Again, it's like they've watched too many episodes of Housewives.
Yeah.
Like literally they're like, I want to be the instigator. I want to be, I want to be Teresa Giudice. I want to get to a point where I flip a table or, I need to be like, Phaedra Parks and like set people up and do all kinds of stuff. Like, no, you do not. What is wrong with you people?
Just calm down.
Kind of calm down, live your lives. It's all good.
And then she said like the most outrageous line, which I wrote it down, which is like, if I give you a Chanel necklace and you choke on it, that's your problem, not mine. Which is like, that is such a false equivalency. Like, what?
Seriously, not the same.
I genuinely didn't understand why she was even bringing that up. Like, Whitney was just being nice.
Yeah, and she did it in such an unassuming way. Like, she did not come in hot.
No,
like,
absolutely
literally,
not.
She came in, like, again, from a place of love and concern to her friend's brand. And also starting off by being very appreciative for the gift. It's not like she didn't acknowledge the gift.
No. She said thank you at the outset.
So, yeah. I mean, to me, it's like, I don't know where this is going to go with Lisa. I don't know if she's vying to be just a junior Jen at this point because, I mean, I'm sorry. I'll at the moment, we'll see as, the episodes go on. But, yeah, I mean, it's like they're all somehow grasping for the attention. It's not a natural fight, I guess.
Yeah, I think they're wanting to establish, like, who's the queen bee.
Yeah, it's like when Mary snapped into the thing about water in the first episode, which was kind of ridiculous and makes no sense. But that was just general coming from a place that I'm mad. I was going to say something just to, like, you know, squash it and shut you up. But this thing here is like, you're just making crap up to, like, be mad. I know. Like, the fake outrage is
and then you have the very shady montage by Bravo the next day.
Yeah.
Where she's at her house and talking to her husband. And she's like going on and on and on about apparently she's too generous. And like, it's so horrible that Whitney even came to her.
The production value on that was amazing. I love the fades in and out where you're just like, good God. It was almost like, you know, you're waiting for the little like SpongeBob thing at the bottom.
45 minutes later.
I know. It's like more like 5 hours later.
Yeah, really. Probably like, was, honestly.
Quit talking about it to your husband. He doesn't care.
Yeah. But I thought this idea of like too generous, that was also ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then you have the friendly phone call that she gave Whitney.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love the fact that she kind of, you know, when she said, what did she say to her husband that she had called her?
I think she did. She was like, yeah, I called Whitney last night and ended it. And then we find out later in the episode what was said.
Yeah, the friendly phone call was basically a friendly blackmail or like a friendly, like, if you don't shut up, I'm going to tell people you're a swinger.
Yeah, yeah. Which was just like, what?
Which, again, apparently it did not realize. I mean, I get the whole, you know, the fact that you had all these people that were polygamists. To me, I don't know, polygamy and swingerism seem to be like two different like cultures, but maybe, I don't know.
I think there's probably some overlap.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I think of swingers as being kind of like 1960s LA people putting like at a key party or something like that. I don't think of it like being like Mormons. I just think they're like sister wife kind of thing. Like it seems more wholesome.
Well, I guess it's like, you know, polygamy in the modern day. Swingers.
I guess, but I mean,
it's like legal.
Yeah, but I think when I think of polygamy, I think you're actually committed to those people. I mean, in the way that the Mormons did.
If you swing like 5 times a week,
I guess. You're just not having all the people live in the same house.
Yeah, it's economical.
Okay, yeah, I see. It's more like a timeshare.
Yeah, exactly.
Why own
when you could share?
But anyway, so we digress. But
that's out of left field to me.
Yeah, no, the thing is that, and I think it's just, again, to point out the fact that Whitney and her husband do have this kind of odd past where they were co-workers who were married, and he's considerably older than she is. And that in itself is somehow offensive. And she is the youngest of all these women. And
she's like 30 or something.
Yeah. And so that she's like, somehow it's like offensive to them, or they don't take her seriously. And she was going to put her in her place.
Finally, there's like one last note about the party. I was actually very impressed. At the end of the party, they show all of Jen's assistants swiffering the house, and it looked like nothing happened. It was a complete transformation.
They are the magical elves.
They really are. I mean, like, they really turned that quasi Studio 54.
Which I guess, and like, yeah, we could talk about that. As a Studio 54 theme, I'm not sure that I really saw that anywhere.
Was Studio 54 / Met Gala, which just don't seem like they overlap.
No. Like, I'm not sure Anna Wintour would be great with people having like Coke up in like the rafters of like the Met Gala, like in the dinosaur, the Blue Whale room. Like that's where they're doing the Coke. like,
these women don't really get themes.
No, they seem to love New York though. So.
Yeah, they do seem to love New York. Maybe they should move there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they couldn't get onto the Real Housewives of New York, so they all banded together and moved to Salt Lake City.
Possibly. That may be what the deal is.
But yeah, okay. After the party, we kind of move on to a little more serious. We meet Whitney's dad again, officially. at Whitney's house with his nice flock of seagulls haircut.
Yeah, I know. I just love it's almost like a Hawaiian shirt or something.
Yeah.
He looks like what would have happened if Shaggy had grown up and
dyed his hair
black.
It was crazy.
But was still, running around looking for Scoob. Yeah, no, he just he looks a little bit like a caricature. And the thing is, we also find out, I think, do we find out then that he used to run a hair care business?
Yeah, he owned his own hair school, and hair salon.
And he did product too.
Yeah, product.
But we're I'm like, that hair. Yeah, I was like, maybe
a self-made millionaire. Who was giving him this man money?
I know. Clearly, another thing we should look at is being hair people in in Utah.
Use our code Met Gala for 20% off of function now.
She's kidding, but maybe one day.
One day. But yeah, no. I mean, it was cool. It's nice that Whitney's supporting her dad.
Yeah, I think it's actually nice that, again, she's, of all of these people, I think, again, we're seeing kind of realness in your life, because that's a big vulnerability. And obviously it's also brave of him, because, I mean, there's a lot of things when you're going through trying to get your sobriety back. And I'm sure that being on a reality show is probably not high on the list of what your sober counselor would tell you should do.
Because, I mean, as we know from Kim Richards, that didn't go very well.
Yeah, but at least he's upfront about it.
No, yeah. I mean, that's really impressive and brave. And I'm glad both of them were open to sharing that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for people to see that. And it's also important for people, I mean, again, to see the vulnerability in this, and to also, it also shows a side of Whitney, though, that shows that she's very caring.
Yeah.
And that she is invested in trying to make things work for her dad. And she's basically supporting him. She's paying for all this stuff. She's making sure he's okay. I mean, I don't know if part of it is that maybe, I don't know if he thought of it or maybe they thought of it together, that by actually, one, bringing awareness to this kind of, to addiction and how it kind of goes through families. But also I was wondering if maybe they thought it would keep him accountable, because they'd be followed a lot.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, hopefully he's doing well. I haven't really checked up on their story up till now. But then we move on to Meredith, and another kind of semi-serious conversation. We find out, although I mean that Meredith and her husband are fighting at this restaurant, and we actually find out that they're split up.
Yeah,
separated. That's the word.
But dating each other.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess we kind of knew that from the first episode, because
we said it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, they had a weird relationship, and you could sense the tension. But yeah, that actually was kind of out of, again, left field for me. I didn't expect that, because there's such an emphasis on religion and piety and everything like that. I just I don't know.
Yeah, and so the fact that they've made this kind of commitment to date each other, to kind of try to figure out where they've kind of, split ways or whatever, is interesting. And I think that's probably some ways that are good, because a lot of couples just get, once you have kids and, life happens. And especially for them who are running pretty big businesses and also moving a lot, it sounded like, and, just not being in the same place, that takes a toll on a relationship,
Yeah.
So basically I think that, I think dating each other is not a bad way of kind of starting again, reinitiating, trying to figure out where it all started. However, when we go on this, that's not probably not the first date, but we go on this date that we see.
That was a date from hell.
That was not a date. That was one where you'd have a friend call you and say, you need to come home. There's an emergency, gotta go. Sorry.
Yeah, this is definitely something you're doing at home in private, talking about your issues. That's not something you're out in the town getting drinks, getting dinner with your date. No.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, it was if the purpose of that date was to kind of get reacquainted, and I mean, it was basically just airing all the things that were annoying to each other.
Yeah, to all the diners around them, and the waiter, that poor waiter. Another drink? Yes, please.
I know, it was very strange. And my thing is I think one of the things they talked about, and I know we've discussed this earlier, it's it's kind of funny that he wants to trade telephones to kind of see what's going on, and she refuses to do it.
To like let him read her phone.
And I know that you had said that, you thought, well, it's the principle of the thing. Maybe she's not hiding anything, but it's the principle. But I kind of found it a little sad when he said, I want you to read my phone because I think then you'd be interested in me. Like, he's just kind of, he's putting it out there like, I would like you to care about what I do.
Yeah, but like, is really reading someone's phone, like, showing interest? I feel like, oh, let me see your phone is more of like, I don't trust you to, not do something behind my back.
But, which is very telling because I think he must suspect that something's going on.
Cheating?
That she's cheating or something. Because literally, why would you do... Again, I think you're right. It's a big tell. Because otherwise, why? If your dad's on my phone, he would be bored. He'd be bored.
Yeah, but because to her point, she was like, oh, why do I need to look at your phone? Those messages were meant for you, and I trust you.
Yeah, no, I think that's a big thing, but I think that shows his insecurity.
Yeah.
But I think that's his suspicion, right? And so,
I guess.
and the problem is, and that's why it kind of sounded a little sad when he was just like, I just wish you'd be interested in me. And the thing is again, thshe could ask him about what he's doing or
well, that was another thing too. The first question they sat down and the first question, maybe it wasn't the first question due to editing, but the first question we see as a viewer is, do you think our relationship was meant to last? Like, oh my God, we haven't even got the drinks yet. It's like, at least wait for round 3. Like, come on.
Cheese sticks.
Make it a double.
I know. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to see a therapist.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like they're in 2 different places, I guess, in what they want or like what they value in a relationship, because I thought it was weird, again, back to the phone thing. He was like, oh, like letting me see your phone is transparency, which is not really the case. I think they both want transparency in their relationship, but I think she wants like emotional transparency and he's just like, oh, well, look at my phone. And it's like, that's not the same.
Yeah. But I think they're what a lot of couples get into. I think, when you're living apart and you've kind of lost that thread that connects you, and then basically you're roommates and you're each doing your own thing. After a while, like, I'm doing my own thing. And if what you're doing, kind of means that it's going to take away from what I'm doing, I'm not for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they definitely need some time apart and he needs to look up how to date.
Yeah, I think they both need they need table topics. Like,
I know, like those little cards. Anybody dead or alive, who would you like at a dinner party?
Yeah, I really think they need to just have those little cards. They need to put a little box around the date and say we can't talk about
real stuff.
Yeah, we can't talk about deep stuff. I guess you could, whatever. They didn't even say so what are the kids up to?
Even how are you?
Yeah.
Like, F what you're feeling. Like, do you think our relationship was meant to last?
Yeah, dating's supposed to be fun.
Not depressing.
No.
I think I would have been like, oop, my mom's calling. I gotta go.
Yeah, I know. That whole date was like something that you needed a friend to get you out of.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, I need to drive a friend to the airport right now at 11 p.m.
So from there, we move venues, right?
We go to the ski
we go to their first event where everybody's together.
Yeah, the first, I guess, vacation.
Yeah, it's not really a vacation, but it's a day out with the girls. And so, so we have to watch them all get we first of all just get geared up. Mm-hmm. Like, literally, there's just a lot about what you're wearing.
Yeah. And how, they were all looking really good in their designer, but then Jen was like, I'm going to look so good. I look Black Diamond, which to me, okay, I'll be honest, I don't ski or, have ever gone skiing, but I have some friends who've, gone snowboarding and skiing. Well, yes, you, ski resort clothes or whatever are expensive. But like if I see someone wear like Fendi and Gucci like jumpsuits or whatever, I'm not like, yeah, they're Black Diamond skiers.
Yeah, that is not, I think. I mean, maybe that's a Park City, like kind of Utah kind of thing. But yeah, real skiers, they're like, yeah, they're not wearing those things. And I thought that was interesting. We were watching them geared up, watching Heather talk about how, you know, she was a skier.
Yeah.
And she was more concerned about looking, like having the right cred in a good way. Like she didn't want to look like she was dressing too young because she was like...
She was looking for someone to pick up.
Well, she was doing that too. I mean, but I think she was just kind of saying, I don't want to get some boots and have people make fun of me. Like I'm a 40-year-old wearing things I shouldn't be wearing. So, and then she said the thing about how she, like her parents would drop her off and she would
like
ski.
every Saturday.
And she would just ski all day, which is like fine.
Yeah.
But she was there to ski. Like literally there were 3 of them there that were there to ski and were there for the thing. The other thing were on the bunny hill. That was like making snow angels.
That is peak Real Housewives. It's just like, we don't know how to do any of these sports.
Although in the OC, I will give them credit when they went skiing and they talked about Vicky's threesome, like,
oh boy,
which did not happen apparently, or did, I don't know. Anyway, but they were seriously skiing. Like there's some Real Housewives who can actually, you know,
that's
ski.
true. Camille could ski very well.
Yeah, there were a lot of good skiers, but this was just hilarious because it just looked silly. Like you have Jen who's like in that is like leopard print. Or like,
that was an outfit for sure.
And I was like, she was like, see you on the bunny hill, bitches. I was like, I was like, no one says that. Like you're saying that to like a 12-year-old. Like,
well, and then like the ski instructors didn't even know how to tell them how to stand. They're like, think of a Brazilian butt lift. It's just like, okay.
I know. They're sitting there going through their catalog of how do I teach older women who don't ski but are like very shallow.
Yeah.
I mean, what can I say that culturally will
translate?
So they would understand exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, I've always heard like make a pizza wedge.
I don't know. Knees together. I don't see. You clearly can tell I don't know what I'm talking about. Skiing.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of that and seeing Mary make snow angels, and then seeing Heather and Whitney like just badassing it down
the mountain. I know, and Whitney too. But I mean, I will say for the outfit wise, I will respect Mary for waiting for that FedEx package before she went on, because she couldn't live without her Chanel jacket.
Well, and she didn't want to have a wedgie. Now, you know, like I guess if I ever had to ski,
get that Chanel.
Yeah, because it does not give you a wedgie. People. Again, not sponsored, but apparently Chanel is the thing to wear if you don't want a wedgie with your ski pants on. Yeah.
But then it was
so
pretty
much to
uneventful.
learn.
Yeah, I know, right? But they finished their ski day. They go back to the resort. And Heather was like, oh, if you ever want to know how long it takes for like 6 girls to get ready after a ski trip and go to dinner, and she was like 3.5 hours, which was like so cute. Only 3.5 hours? Dorit says hello.
No.
That's one woman.
Yeah, I'm glad they're basically keeping the standard of how long it takes you to get dressed after anything you do on a trip.
Yeah. I mean, again, relatability. Like, 3.5 hours to rest and recuperate. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have your hair done. I mean, I'm wondering if Jen brought her glam squad. Yeah,
I don't know if any of her assistants were skiing on the mountain with her. They were like in the shadows, wearing a bush. But then we go to dinner.
Yeah, and of course, it has to be like every housewife's dinner.
It cannot be nice.
No one has a nice time. I mean, I think the last time I remember seeing a fun housewife's dinner was when when Bethany took everybody to Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
And the Countess fell into the bushes. That was the last time everybody loved each other after a dinner.
That's true. Oh, I like the Miami not Miami Housewives, but like the Miami trip from New York where Sonia like falls off the chair and like falls into the soup.
Yeah.
And hits on the ambulance, the EMT.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, but again, it has to be, these women are like,
Drama, drama, drama.
I know, they really are. They really are. It's like,
Or just, they're like, we have to make a name for ourselves.
yeah, I think so. They're trying to find an identity.
Yeah. So they try to, whenever someone's like, let's lay all of our cards on the table, like shit's gonna go down. It's never gonna be like nice.
Yeah, it's always gonna be. Yeah, there's gonna be some mess.
They're like, oh, like, we just want to be open and honest with each other. It's like, no, I want to stab you in the back on national television. But no, we have Lisa v. Whitney. Whitney's finally kind of standing up for herself about the friendly blackmail, like so cuddly blackmail about being a swinger. Although she didn't bring up being a swinger because she didn't want to make that the topic of conversation. But Lisa pretty much outright said, yeah, that didn't happen. But it's like, I don't know. First she said she didn't know Whitney, which we know is a lie. So her credibility is pretty low right now.
Yeah, no, I think. Lisa didn't know Heather. But yeah, no, I think that she is no one that I am going to trust, Lisa.
No, I feel like every word that comes out of her mouth, I'm just going to assume is a lie.
Right. It's a lie, a cover up, whatever. She's just not gonna. She really is very good about curating what she thinks her image should be, I think.
Yes, the Sundance Queen.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, and then that kind of didn't really get resolved, honestly. But then Heather said to Lisa, I didn't like how you didn't know me.
Yeah, no.
Even though Lisa texted Heather before Jen Shaw's party.
I just love that Heather was like, I wish I'd been a good time girl.
I know. She's so desperately wanting to be from Spring Breakers. But, like, I thought it was funny, too. Her little comments are so hilarious. She was like, it's kind of funny that she's texting someone she doesn't know. Like, she probably wouldn't even recognize me at the party. She doesn't know me.
I know. Heather is like every person's subtext, which is really great. It's like what you're thinking in your head, but you don't necessarily say out loud, but she actually is.
She just says it.
Well, a lot of times she's saying it in confessional. So
True. But funny nonetheless.
Yeah, nonetheless. She is like, she has her
moments.
She has her moments, and she can just kind of laser focus in on things. But then, actually, again, I mean, sometimes I feel, especially, I don't know if it's especially with COVID or like everything is like, kind of different, like, and you've been in the house and, life has been going on, but, I learned something new about popular culture. Like, I'm always like wondering sometimes what emojis are and like what things are.
Yeah.
But we learned something interesting because honestly, I don't know if we're just from like, we're just little country folks out in like the fourth largest city in Houston, Texas. But thumbs up usually means two things to a Texan. It means way to go or gig 'em.
Yeah, literally those are the only two things.
Those are your only two options.
But I had no clue it was a middle finger.
Considering there's a middle finger emoji.
I know, there's already a function. It just doesn't make sense. But I guess maybe the Mormons need a loophole. They can't send it. They're like banned. Maybe, oh my gosh, what if the phones in Salt Lake City don't have that update?
That's true. Maybe
it's like somehow regional censorship.
They filter out the bad emojis. Like, I wonder if there's no eggplant emoji in Salt Lake City.
No. What are you talking about? Eggplant? It's just it's a vegetable. To bring
They're
it to
vegans. But no, I mean, yeah, but it's funny that they just go through and then you see all these really quick clips of them in confessional.
Yeah.
Discussing the thumbs up.
I didn't realize it was such a controversy. She was like,
oh, it's an FU.
You know what you sent.
It's FU. It was like,
huh? Uh-huh. And then I love how Heather was so adamant at the table. Of course, all the housewives are like that. Of course, I didn't mean that. Like, a thumbs up is a thumbs up. And then in confessional, the producer was like, "Did you mean FU?" And she's like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah, I did. I was like, okay. So we now know if we are in the state of Utah using the thumbs up emoji. And I mean, I was in Utah a couple months ago. Like, I'm glad that I never gave that sign to anybody.
I know.
Like, everything was okay, because sometimes people would ask, how are things? And I would have gone thumbs up. I mean, I could have been in trouble.
Like, I know. You were out there in the middle of nowhere. Could have been bad.
I know. They could have, thrown me over into a canyon just from like, and I wouldn't have known why. Like, I thought I was being nice and friendly. Like, maybe if you're a foreigner, like from a non-Utah person, maybe they'll cut you some slack.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, would people take you aside and say, "You're in Utah, please don't use the thumbs up"?
Yeah, that's my weird Christian eyes.
Yeah, I know.
Or my Mormon eyes.
Yeah, I know. So this episode is delivering. I mean, they're delivering from episode to episode. And
I think though, like, because they made this a 2-parter type of thing, like this episode kind of felt a little flat compared to the first one.
Right. It just felt like they were rushing it. And then, I mean, it just seemed like it was almost like it should have been like 30 minutes as opposed to an hour.
Yeah. I've kind of felt like it lost its life towards the end.
Yeah, especially when, you have to spend that much time
talking about a thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's like you've really lost any content to talk about. But like, yeah, next week's episode looks interesting. We've got the 20s party, I think, is getting planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, more fights to ensue, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but everyone's on a clean slate right now. Yeah. Supposedly.
Yeah, but you still know that Jen doesn't forgive Mary.
No. I guess we'll find out more about how that unfolds next week.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, this must have been a hard episode in some ways because, Jen was really strong at the beginning because we had to, like, see that whole thing where she forgives Mary.
Yeah, Zen Jen.
and then all of a sudden...
It shifts to Lisa.
Yeah.
But...
Not gonna lie, not as exciting.
Yeah, not as exciting. I'm ready, as much as Jen is kind of just out there and crazy, I'm ready for more Jen and Mary and a little sprinkle of Whitney and Heather in there. But like Lisa, she can do her own thing.
I know. You can tell. We love Lisa.
Yeah, we're really big Lisa stans. Please sponsor us, Vita Tequila.
But we've already it somehow tarnished her brand.
I know. So sorry.
So we're in dire. Sorry, it's not about you. It's about the third-party Bravo people who have edited you in a way that makes you look...
They've slandered you.
They've slandered you. It's not us. Anyway.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Yeah, I know. You're just... Yeah, we're kidding. There's no slander.
But yeah, feel free to drop us a like or a thumbs up. Or not. Yeah. Give us a review. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
All right. Thanks.